Please help me, like this video and subscribe. I really appreciate your help. People who have had sex with someone with a disability of some sorts. What was different about that experience? I'm a congenital amputee. I basically have one arm that's a much smaller nub with a small finger. Multiple girls have wanted the nub. Once they get it, they realize they don't want the nub at all. It's hilarious. Edit. This has blown up. Thank you all for the questions, comments, and jokes. It's made my night. I will try and answer and be as honest as possible. The nub has resulted in a lot of hilarious stories. Here's a pic. If you're curious, it's the result of a type of congenital birth defect called Poland syndrome. Mine is a pretty extreme case. Most people with Poland's have a few small fingers, and the chest tends to be more affected. In my case, most of my phalanges are fused together, as are my radius and ulna. I have some movement, but not nearly as much as a normal wrist joint. Go here if you're interested in more. Also, Finding Nemo is my favorite movie. The nub is my lucky fin. I just woke my wife up laughing. I once had a GF with a nub. Friends called her Captain Hook. She cheated on me, so I was okay with it. She told me of her sexual adventures with women, and how they were all curious of being with another woman, and her nub just made it more interesting because, well, you know, the nub. Anyways, she was always great at helping with the dishes, because her nub would fit perfectly in drinking cups. I'm disabled and have fainted during sex due to a heart condition. My partner thought he killed me. Damn, I'm good. I should call 911. 911. What is your emergency? I've scared her to death. I don't know how, but I did it. Please start mouth to mouth. On second thought, wait for us. I have a friend with benefits still. She was born with some issues, which resulted in both of her legs being amputated at the thigh, as well her left arm, amputated at the elbow. She scoots around her apartment on a skateboard. It's awesome. Anyways, imagine a 90-pound skinny girl with no legs and half an arm. Basically, she liked to be manhandled and used. Also, the term sit and spin was very true with her. There are a myriad of positions you can now do when the other person is only half a person. Fking sit and spin, I'm dead. Every sentence past the skateboard got me. A girl I dated has a brachial plexus injury from birth, nerve damage that rendered her right arm mostly paralyzed. The sex was 10/10. Girl was a freak. The only thing was that every once and a while her right arm would stiffen up and stick straight out in front of her, and I would have to awkwardly move it out of the way while not trying to break the mood. Edited. Once in a while. Was very late after a 16-hour work day when I posted. So, you were not the only one with a stiffy. Edit. Well then, this blew up. Thanks for gold, stranger. Sex was iffy up. Cripple got a stiffy up. Edit. Holy shit, this blew up. All proceeds go to /u/Zillop and Headcami. So like, an artsy salute. Mean frer I can walk. Edit. First gold, now what? Edit 2. Someone should give the guy above me gold, he set up the joke. I had a brief relationship with a dwarf. I expected the sex to be awkward because I'm 6 feet 2, but it was actually very natural because her torso was typically sized and everything lined up like it should. Something that was different was that I could easily lift her for an extended time, so we could do some stuff I can't really pull off with full-sized girls. It was a lot of fun. This thread has been everything I wanted and more. Amputees, dwarfs, it's got everything. It's that new club opening up in Midtown called Dwarf. It has everything. Buddy of mine was married to a dwarf, and if anyone ever asked what it was like, his standard answer was, no matter how bad of a day I've had, I can go home, flop my D***K into her hand, and feel like a king. Edit. Thanks for silver friend. I've had sex with a girl that had minor multiple sclerosis. It meant that occasionally, she'd lose control of her legs. Absolutely wild. She'd be on top, then suddenly fall flat on her face. Took all my strength not to crack up. Any position basically. Think about the female losing control of her legs suddenly. Probably the most interesting sex I've had to date. Like having sex with a jack-in-a-box. My mom has manuscript, can I unread this please? It's your own fault for introducing your dad to Reddit. Not me, but my friend is dating a girl and thought the first time they had sex he was really rocking her world. Heavy breathing and gasping. until she shoves him off and scrambles for her inhaler. Apparently she's heavily asthmatic. The next date she abruptly goes motionless, her head lolls back, and her eyes close. He thought she was dying of some asthma complication. Turns out she's also narcoleptic. She's since got better meds for both issues, although I heard she's dyslexic too. Her genes must be interesting. Edit. I'm not a geneticist, I was just saying it's kind of odd for one person to have those things at once. Till genetics aren't that critical in these situations. Also, I don't know the exact specifics of her conditions. This is just what she told me in casual conversation. Her DNA probably looks like a ransom note. This whole fucking thread has me rolling. Had a fling with a girl in college with no arm below the left elbow. She was hot and awesome. The one thing she did bring to the table was she would nub my taint during HJ/BJ. It was as hot and awesome as you think. Nub my taint. My wife has cerebral palsy. She's pretty normal except for her legs can't separate much. It isn't an issue, except when I try to go down on her and she almost suffocated me. You are my new Marvel superhero, the muffler. Guy across the hall from me in college had no reservations with regard to partners. Brought back a deaf girl with zero volume control, zero self-editing of the blow by blow that muffled things, and poor articulation. Half the floor broke into applause. She had no idea. Edit. Thanks a bunch for the silver and gold. Half the floor broke into applause. I can imagine this like a freaking radio drama or a sports game on the radio. Just everyone tuned in. I'm a quadriplegic, and I just happen to masturbate quite often, so I like to think that gives me both perspectives. Due to limited feeling in my lower 2/3 it's almost like I'm giving another Judah handjob when I JK off. But then again my hands also have limited feeling, so it also feels like someone else is jacking me off. Weird way to describe it, but there ya go. Try wrapping your mind around that. How's the orgasm though? Haven't just since I broke my neck, so either I suck at giving handjobs, or I need to find someone else to JK me off. Man, sorry to hear that. I was really trying to wrap my head around your comment. I still can't. Hahaha. It's fine, man. Limited sensation is weird, but it still feels pretty good to jerk it. I mean, I might not have an orgasm, but sometimes it still relieves the stress, just to play around for a bit. Don't get me wrong, I still have a lot of built up sexual frustration and it sucks not to be able to blow a load, but I can't dwell on that, or I'll go out of my fucking mind. It's best just to move on and hope something happens the next time I have a go at it. On a positive-ish note, I've completed every No Nut November for the last decade, so I guess that's something. This is kinda the reverse, but I'm basically a transradial amputee on my left arm. The amount of women who have wondered aloud what the nub would feel like is staggering. Still not stuck it in anyone though. On the plus side, if my DK is ever not satisfactory, I have a built-in plus-sized dildo. Edit. Since other guy posted a picture, might as well do the same. Size 11 foot for kinda shitty scale. This thread makes me feel like I'm at a bar, listening to the best stories ever told. My friend of years was extremely autistic, and wasn't ever interested in romance in the least. But one day out of the blue he asked me if I could have sex with him to show him what it was like, and to see if he would even enjoy it. Honestly did it half out of curiosity myself, but I think I messed up somehow. Now he's like a sex crazed fiend who messages all our friends for nudes and sex. It's been 6 years, but I still feel bad. My friend of years was extremely autistic, and wasn't ever interested in romance in the least. But one day out of the blue he asked me if I could have sex with him to show him what it was like, and to see if he would even enjoy it. Honestly did it half out of curiosity myself, but I think I messed up somehow. Now he's like a sex crazed fiend who messages all our friends for nudes and sex. It's been 6 years, but I still feel bad. If you're blind, then how can you type? They said they are blind, not fingerless. He's gonna hate me for posting this. But my so is a below the knee amputee. Missionary is tilted slightly to the left. If it's anywhere but a bed he has to keep his leg on. But damn, he's so sexy with his prosthetic on and nothing else. Edit. I love you guys. Yes, I showed him this, and he was slightly embarrassed, but he's glad that people think that's hot, and more importantly that I do. I dated someone with an inoperable brain tumor once. We hooked up for the first time drunk after a Halloween party and were full on going at it until she had a major tonic seizure. Unfortunately, she had failed to mention to me that she had epilepsy and I freaked out thinking something was horribly wrong. When she finally came to, she explained that it rarely happened during sex and was actually a very good thing. So I got to check off orgasm-induced seizure from my bucket list. My BF has muscle weakness issues. Just means some positions don't work out for him and he can't pick me up usually. Not a huge deal though. Edit. Also, we'll be going at it and he'll suddenly seize up and fall over in pain for a minute while his muscles cramp up. It always makes me a little concerned when he just stops and flops over. He also has Tourette's and one time let out a loud screech in the middle of getting busy. Had a good laugh over it. Killed the mood though. Due to their blindness, they could not see how ugly I am and they let me have the sex with them. Blind chick here. I'm positive you have your own brand of beauty/handsomeness. I know this thread is about sex with someone with a disability, but even when looking for one night stands, blind people see your heart. Thank you very much for watching. In the comments below the video, write what you think about all this. And also do not forget to watch our other videos. Bye.